Promise. We made up our minds to do something new, something different, do more, do the impossible, do better, do big, do good, do it again and again and again. Do what no one else has done with radio. This is our promise at Diamond FM. Diamond 88.7 FM, shining supreme.
The time is 9 o'clock.
Aago mẹ́sàn-án ti lù.
Diamond 88.7 FM is here to make sense out of your world through our balanced news coverage from the nooks and crannies of Nigeria and beyond. Journey with us through the news we tracked for you at this moment on your shining supreme station.
For the best of national, local, international news and sport, tune in to News Punch and Diamond 88.7 FM. News Punch, all about the news.
It's exactly 1 minute, gone past 9 a.m. A very good morning to you and thank you for joining us on today's edition of the News Punch, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. This is where we bring you the trending stories across the globe. My name is Bisola, Oduwole, Suleiman, and here are the stories making the waves across the world. In Nigeria, the president of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke, has said any vice-chancellor who misappropriated the grant given to their institution by the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund, deserves to be in jail. He said the federal government should set up a panel to inquire into the utilization of such funds, noting that several TETFund-funded projects were implemented late due to lack of proper management of the funds. The executive secretary of TETFund, Sonny Echano, had said that President Muhammadu Buhari approved 320 billion naira as the 2023 intervention fund for public tertiary education institutions. Echano at the annual strategic planning workshop with all heads of beneficiary institutions said the meeting was an avenue to receive feedback and evaluate the performance of its intervention line to enhance a more robust delivery of the agency's mandate. Still in Nigeria, despite facing a financial crisis which has compelled it to obtain huge foreign loans, the federal government is yet to recover about 8 trillion naira taxes withheld by international and local oil companies. Global system of mobile telecommunication service operators, insurance companies, pension fund administrators, and gaming and betting companies. The withheld revenue was uncovered by the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit. Investigations by the agency indicated that an approximate value-added taxation of 3.9 trillion naira and withholding tax of 3.7 trillion naira had also not been paid to the government's coffer, as well as various other amounts in foreign currencies. In a report submitted to the National Assembly detailing its activities and performance in 2021, the agency said efforts to recover the revenues were ongoing. And on the foreign scene, 27 migrants from sub-Saharan Africa are dead or missing, and 53 others were rescued after 2 flimsy boats sank off Tunisia's coast during attempts to reach Europe. The incidents are the latest of several over the past few weeks and came after Tunisian officials reported a 5-fold increase in rescues compared with the first quarter of last year. In Morocco, 11 migrants drowned when their makeshift boat sank off the west coast trying to reach Spain's Canary Islands. 1 migrant was reported to have been rescued. And in the world of sports, Enyimba returned to winning ways in the Nigerian Professional Football League, courtesy of a hard-fought 2-1 win against Plateau United in Aba on Sunday. The 8-time champions failed to record a win in their previous 4 games before Sunday's encounter at the Enyimba International Stadium. Imo Obot gave Enyimba the lead in the 34th minute, while Chukwuemeka Obioma added the second in the 53rd minute. Obioma has now scored 10 goals for the People's Elephants this season. Innocent Chimezie reduced the deficit 10 minutes from time. And that's all we have for you on this morning's edition of the News Sponge. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we take a look at the analysis of some of the major stories making the rounds. Just stay with us. We will be right back.
Diamond FM, radio made for you.
The major talking point in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hold Indomine? I mean, this is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
Right, a very good morning to you. Happy Easter celebrations to all Christian faithfuls out there. I hope you're having a good day at home. It's a public holiday for those who are at home, and for those of us who are at work as well. Happy Easter celebrations to you. You're still tuned in and listening to Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin, and you're welcome to the Diamond Breakfast Show. This is where we have a lot of conversations surrounding events happening in Nigeria and sometimes across the world. We talk about the issues and how it affects us as a people, as Nigerians. And today won't be any different. We will be talking about some of the major stories making the rounds. Welcome to the show once again. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. I am your host on the Diamond Breakfast Show this morning. And to do the analysis with me, I have Barrister Fagbemi. He is a legal practitioner, a veteran journalist, and a public affairs analyst. A very good morning to you, Barrister Fagbemi.
Thank you, Bisola Olorili, for having us on today's event.
And happy Easter celebrations.
Thanks a lot.
Although you didn't come with the Easter chicken on your way. But it's good to have you in the studio.
I am great.
All right. The stories we'll be taking a look at this morning are quite interesting. We'll be talking about two great literary writers, their thoughts on the 2023 election and what comes after those thoughts. The election conversation is in court and it is still in the public. A few days, a few months after the elections, and we're still talking about it. Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka last Friday said the inability of the supporters of the Labour Party LP, otherwise known as Obedience, to accept criticism has now become their badge of honor. Noting that the Labour Party was sowing seeds of fascism and generating a climate of fear, Soyinka asked the Obedience to refrain from attacking and embrace fair hearing in situations of conflict. Earlier, the Nobel laureate described as unbecoming and unacceptable the remarks by the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Dati Baba Ahmed, saying they contained fascist language. Baba Ahmed had called on President Muhammadu Buhari and the Chief Justice of Nigeria now to swear in Tinubu, who was declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, as the winner of the March 18th presidential election. Baba Ahmed had called on President Muhammadu Buhari and the Chief Justice of Nigeria not to swear in Tinubu. All right. Now, these are statements from Professor Wole Soyinka. That is a Nobel laureate, somebody who is well recognized in this country. And we have Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie as well on the other side. She criticized the United States government for congratulating Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress APC after it was declared winner of the 25 February presidential election. In an open letter to the U.S. President Joe Biden, which was shared on a verified Twitter handle on Thursday, Ms. Adichie said the U.S. government ought not to have congratulated the president-elect, given that the exercise through which he emerged winner was flawed. The famous writer said it was curious that, unlike the result of the presidential election, results of the National Assembly elections, which were held on the same time, were easily uploaded on the INEX portal in real time. She said the intentional delay to upload the presidential election results afforded the APC the opportunity to manipulate them. Now, these are different reactions from two great people in our country, Nigeria. Now, let's quickly talk about this, Barrister Fagbemi. Different reactions came after these two separate remarks on social media everywhere. These two giants were both attacked on and off social media. So first, let me get your reactions to their comments at this crucial stage.
Once again, thank you, the moderator, and we extend our felicitation to all our Nislands all over the world, and we say Happy Easter to each and every one of us.
All right.
Well, the issue at hand had been trending for quite some time. The first to be on the block was the comment by Professor Wole Soyinka. And this time around, Professor Wole Soyinka seemed to be towing the line of reasoning and giving Nigerians, the reason not to be all that agitated against what could cause commotion in the country. If you know the antecedent of who Professor Soyinka was, during his heydays, you will discover that in 1967, when the Civil War was ongoing, Professor Soyinka, despite being on the Nigerian side during that war, seemed to be saying that he had the power, or they should give him the opportunity to mediate between the Biafran forces and the national forces then. That made the then head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, to be so infuriated that they had to slam Soyinka inside prison. He was jailed for about 22 months before he was released. Now, if the same man, after a very long period of time, is now saying that, please let us to the line of reasoning, let us to the line of the judiciary all over the world, I don't think Professor Wole Soyinka had done anything wrong. Right. Come to think of it, Professor Wole Soyinka, by his status in the society, shouldn't be seen as someone who will be promoting fascism. He shouldn't be seen as someone who will be antagonizing all the recognized institutions set up under democratic setting, to look into post-election agitations. So Soyinka, for once, to me, is a Democrat, based on what he has done. Now, let's look at Adichie's own. A very young, versatile, promising writer, renowned virtually all over the world. Well, you look at her as somebody who has constituted herself as an analyst and a judge over a matter that she's supposed not to sit on. You see, you should have left the job of passing judgment to the institution so recognized by the law under democratic setting to do this job. Yeah, well, is there any election all over the world that is not fraught with one level of manipulation or the other? Not even the one in U.S. U.S. election, too, was not 100% fair, you see. So now, if as a younger person, she's saying what she's saying, the way she's saying it, attacking everyone who is applauding the outcome of this election, then I think she needs to be more cautious so that the good intentions she seems to be having might not be misunderstood by, so many uninformed youth in the country.
All right.
We don't know, we may know the beginning of an agitation, but nobody can actually say what the end will be. I think for once, any comment anybody must pass must be comments that will give us peace once in this country.
All right, thank you, Barrister Abiodun Fagbemi. We need to go on a short timeout. When we come back, we'll still talk more on this particular issue. We'll take a look at the implications of this statement and the reactions by people to national unity. We'll be right back. This stay with us. Don't forget you can watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 87 FM and YouTube, Diamond FM Ilori. Drop your reactions via these platforms as well. Just stay with us.
It's that time of the year again. Diamond Pack presents Easter Wakanda 2023 live at Diamond Pack Ilorin, featuring games, Bible quiz, dance competition, and many more fun-filled experiences with lots of gifts to be won. Music policy by DJ Scarter. Entry fee is 500 naira per person. Date 10th of April 2023. Easter Monday. Time 12 p.m. Location Plot 2 New Yidi Road, Irewole de Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. For sponsorship and inquiries, call 080-267-73153. 080-267-73153. Easter Wakanda 2023 live at Diamond Park, Ilorin.
Something fishy going on.
Welcome back. You're still tuned in and listening to the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry. Before we went on that short time out, I had my guest in the studio, Barrister Abiodun Fagbemi, talk about his reaction to the remarks by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie and Professor Wole Soyinka. Now, still talking about this remarks made by this great writers. The public remains an open platform for criticism. What are the dangers of this diverse views by the writers and the reactions of the public as well to national unity? What is the implication of this?
Well, thank you very much, Bisola. You see, in Nigeria, ours is a growing democracy. We cannot say we have reached the El Dorado of what democratic norm or setting should be. But be that as it may, don't forget that Nigerians are polarized, whether by religion or by ethnicism. And if you look at the trends so far of people that have commented based on what these great writers have said, you see that they seem to be towing the path of ethnicism, which to me is not too good a thing for a nation that is trying, to get out of the wood and for once join the committee of great nations in the world, social, political, and economic wise. So if we are not careful, we may further get ourselves divided than united based on all this. Now, be that as it may, let's look at it in a judicial way.
All right.
Now, Obi is in court, and Atiku Abubakar. Obi was not even second in this election. He came a distance third. Now, the person who came second has left everything to what the democratic system has put in place. Now, but you, what is the essence of going to court? And again, you are agitated. You are taking the role of judiciary to yourself. You are condemning everybody that, look, the election is a sham, it's in shambles, this and that. Now, I don't know what the prayers of Obi is in court. But one thing that is certain is that if by now you are condemning that election, and the judiciary, whether by default or by design, now says you are the winner of that election, will you benefit from what you have condemned? So we have to be a bit careful. You don't know the side the pendulum of victory will swing. So it will not be the first to have lost an election in this country. And it will not be the last. The spirit of competition is for you to accept defeat. If you are beaten, congratulate the winner. Now, if you have issues with the victory, go to court. Take your matter to court. There was an instant case in 1983 or thereabout when Shifobafemi Awolowo lost an election. You know, even though everybody was agitated, what will happen? They took the matter to the judiciary. And that, don't forget the principle of 2/3 majority. You know, they said 2/3 of 19. It became an issue. Mathematicians came up and they began to fault it to do, but the judiciary had made its own pronouncement. There will always be another day to recontest. If you have lost an election this time around, make the country to be available for you to recontest. Because you lost an election, you want to throw the country into a turmoil. Nobody knows who is going to survive it. I think we have had enough crisis in this country. Let us, for once, face the reality. A winner had been declared. You have an issue with that declaration, and you have gone to court. Please assemble your lawyers. Let them do the fighting in the court. Right. And at the end of the day, whatever comes out of it, accept it in good faith. If you are not willing to accept it in good faith, you are not a true Democrat. And at the first instance, you are not even supposed to contest an election. Right. So that's the way I view it. It's a personal decision, and it's a personal view of mine.
All right. Now, you have mentioned the fact that Peter Obi and his party and everything, but let's talk about the Obedients themselves. Does Peter Obi, that is the candidate of the of the Labour Party, does he have any power over what the Obedients do or what they do not do? Does he have any say in how they react to these things?
Bisola, don't let us deceive ourselves. Every family has a head. And whatever the head says is what the family members should follow. And they should follow.
But do they always follow
If they don't, you call them to order. In what place? Whether on social media, whether on traditional media. Have you ever heard Obi calling his supporters to order? Have you ever read of it? Or have you ever heard of it? We are not in this studio saying that Obi is right, the other party is wrong. What we are saying is that please let us follow the rules, stricto sensus. You are not to coin another rule for yourself. Whatever is in existence is what we are to follow. Right. Now, don't forget, there was a time in aftermath of 1983 crisis of election in Southwest. Let me talk of Ondo State precisely. I happen to come from that state. Right. Now, you discover that they lock up every nooks and cranny, every exit and entry point of Ondo State because they were fighting, they were killing people, even though nobody actually loved it. We don't pray for a repeat of such. But we are into history, and the sense of history must be brought into the present to serve as warning to those who are beating the war drums. You know, at the end of the day, you discover that until when Shifobafemi Awolowo spoke, I said, my people, enough is enough. Enough of this killing. Then the Ondo people stopped the agitation. So, as a leader, as somebody who believes in the nation called Nigeria, and that you know that one day you have the hope of ruling over this country, then you don't want the country to collapse. If it collapses, what is your own aspiration? What will be your own joy? What will be the joy of our own children? I don't think we should go to that level. Atiku had lost election now how many times? He did not throw this country into turmoil. This Buhari lost election several times. He did not throw Nigeria into turmoil. All right. You understand? Because you contested once, you lost, and you are declared number 3. Everybody applauded you because nobody even thought you could garner as much vote as you did. Then that means that you have a hope. You have a future. So don't throw away the hope and future with agitations that are not democratic. That's the way I look at it.
All right. Now, still talking about national unity, we have seen many reactions that greeted this post-election matter. The Naira crisis came and we had a united front. We were united in our displeasures about it, as well as several other national issues. Now, does this situation further prove that politics is a real threat to our national unity?
In a way, it could be a real threat to the uninformed minds. Bisola, I have my voter's card.
Yes.
I exercise my franchise. In my family, we never discuss who to vote for. Because when you have grown up children to the glory of God, you have grown up relatives staying with you, then it will be very, very insulting of you telling them that go and vote this way. All we did was to do analysis. If this party wins this election, what do we stand to gain? That is individualistic and very, very, how will I put it now? Well, selfish. Now, we again look at it. If this party wins, what would Nigeria gain from the victory? That one is nationalistic in perspective. So at that level, if you want to be individualistic, go and thumbprint the way your conscience tells you. If you want to be a nationalist, go and thumbprint the way your conscience tells you. So to the uninformed, who I believe, when I say uninformed, I'm not talking of Western education. I'm talking of voters' education. You political education. The acumen you have. Yes, the knowledge of politics that you have. That's exactly what I'm saying. So if you are knowledgeable politically, then there is no point for somebody to just come one day and say, go and vote like this. If you don't vote like this, this is what will happen. This one is from my religion. This one is from my tribe. This one is this one is that. That is not political education. So if we get to the level, I don't see anybody stopping Nigerians. Nobody will stop Nigerians. Now, let's even look at it very well. We had about 21 million Nigerians who exercised their franchise in that election. Right? I think Labour Party had something above 7 million.
6 million.
Yes. The PDP, something closer. Then the winner, I think 8 million plus. Now, if you add the total number of voters who did not vote for the winner, you will know that the winner is even sitting on an edge of his seat. You understand? So that means that he has a greater work to do. If over 14 million or there about 30 million did not vote your way, yes, and only 8 million plus voted for you, you need a lot of work to do. So the people should not add to the problems of the incoming government by causing divisions. All they need to do is for them to seek for the support of this man so that he can take this country to its promised land. We should not make it too difficult. In the recent time now, you'll be hearing of kidnapping, you'll be hearing of attacks here and there. That means that they have started again. That was the way it was when Jonathan was there. It was like that throughout Buhari's era. Do you want it to continue when this man is sworn in again? For how long are we continue to fight? To be fighting in this country. We keep on fighting. Fight over what? Only those who will survive will tell this story. I think we need to toe the line of peace. We need to be reasonable with democratic norms. And we need to be patient. And we need to know that there will only be one president at a time in this country. What will be, and what will not be, will not be.
All right, thank you so much, Barrister Fagbemi, for that reaction. And now let's take your reactions via our social media platforms. You can call us on 08000 887 887 or send us a message, text or WhatsApp message via this number 091 3655 6864, and you can still call 091 3655 6952. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Mr. Davis calling from Shao.
All right, Mr. Davis, it's good to have you on the program. Go ahead.
Yes, how was the Easter celebration?
It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Mr. Davis.
Witness many more in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I greet the oracle in the house. That is my barrister.
All right.
It shall be well with him in Jesus' name.
Amen.
On the issue of what is happening present in Nigeria, you see, we should try to doubt the tension of emotion. Even those of us who voted for somebody else, apart from our own tribe, we know we have lost the election. What we need to continue to do is for us to continue to pray for the president-elect so that he will take this country to the promised land, as my dad has said in the studio.
All right.
You see, a lot of problems happening in Nigeria. The issue of kidnapping, banditry, even the level of poverty in Nigeria is going on daily basis. So we should help him in praying for him so that he will succeed.
All right.
Because his success is the success of Nigeria, not the success of Tinubu or Yoruba land.
All right.
All
right. God bless you. Thank you so much, Mr. Davis. We'll go on a short time out, but in the meantime, you can send us text or WhatsApp messages via this number 091 3655 6864 or drop your comments on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM. We're live on Facebook. Drop your comments via Facebook or YouTube. Just stay with us. We will be right back.
kára ó lè pé bá ara ríro kò sí mọ́ àwọn ká ti sá lọ àrùnmọ́lẹ́gùn ẹ̀yìn dídùn làkúrẹ́ ìgbé wọ́n ti lọ wá bí wọ́n sí kára ó lè pé bá múre àtúrà dáadáa.
kókó lára ọ̀tá le gbéra ńlẹ̀ kó dìde kára ó lè pè ń bá àtúrà wọ̀ àtúrà pẹ̀sẹ̀ àtúrà dáadáa kegun tó kegun náà kára ó yá gágá ara ń ronú tẹ́lẹ̀ kò ronú mọ́ tẹ̀ bá ti fi kára ó lè pè ń bá ra lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọnú igun tó sì ń ṣe àtúntò rẹ̀ òṣùbù yẹ̀kẹ́ fa párọ̀ tàbí fi ẹsẹ̀ dá fi kára ó lè pè ń bá wọ̀ káì ara rẹ̀ ó lè padà yakinlala action ó jẹ́ àwọ̀ká àròmọ̀lẹ́gun làkúègbé ara ríro tàbí ẹ̀yìn dídùn kára ó lè pè ń bá lọ́kọ̀ gbogbo wọn agbára pọ̀ kára ó lè pè ń bá. tuyi pharmaceutical industries limited àwọn tó lórúkọ tó ṣe é gbẹ́kẹ̀lé níbi ká po oògùn òyìnbó ló ṣe é kára ó lè pè ń bá. ẹ̀rọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pín ìrèpàtú òpèrè ta pàtà pọ́npọ́n kára ó lè pè ń bá. ó kì í síbẹ̀.
kára ó lè pè ń bá múre àtúrà dáadáa.
It's that time of the year again. Diamond Pack presents Easter Wakanda 2023 live at Diamond Pack Ilorin, featuring games, Bible quiz, dance competition, and many more fun-filled experiences with lots of gifts to be won. Music policy by DJ Scarter. Entry fee is 500 naira per person. Date 10th of April 2023. Easter Monday. Time 12 p.m. Location Plot 2 New Yidi Road, Irewole de Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. For sponsorship and inquiries, call 080-267-73153. 080-267-73153. Easter Wakanda 2023 live at Diamond Park, Ilorin.
Something fishy going on.
The federal government, through the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, announces the availability of COVID-19 and childhood vaccines nationwide. With the disturbing increase in reported cases of COVID-19 infections across Nigeria, protect yourself and loved ones from the harmful virus by getting vaccinated. Visit the nearest public or private health facility and mass vaccination sites today to receive the first, second, or booster doses of COVID-19 vaccines. COVID-19 vaccines are given to persons 18 years and above, including pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers, while childhood vaccines are given to children from birth to 5 years for protection against polio, hepatitis, yellow fever, measles, meningitis, and other vaccine-preventable diseases. All vaccines are free, safe, and effective. For inquiries, visit www.nphcda.gov.ng or call 0700-220-1122.
This message is brought to you by the National Primary Health Development Agency in collaboration with the Nigeria Red Cross Society with support from the Africa CDC SLL program.
Diamond FM, radio made for you.
Welcome back from that short time out. This is still the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman, and I still have Barrister Abiodun Fagbemi with me in the studio, and we've been taking your reactions about the first issue we discussed this morning, and that is remarks made by Professor Wole Soyinka and Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. What are the implications of these remarks and the reactions of people to national unity? How do we ensure that Nigeria stays whole? How do we ensure that we continue to have peace, we continue to enjoy peace in this our dear country, Nigeria? You can call us on 0800-887-887 or 0913655-6952. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Abdurrashid and I'm calling from Alagbado.
All right, Abdurrashid, it's good to have you on the program. Go ahead.
Yes. I mean, I want to look at it from this perspective.
Go ahead.
Why are we not talking about the fact that we had National Assembly and presidential election on the same day, and we were able to transmit the result of the National Assembly election, but they told us they couldn't transmit that of the presidential after 3 days? What is that? And in the issue of Nigeria, Was there any election we ever conducted and the end of, INEC spending 3 billion naira to go and defend the whatever cases they bring against them in court? I think we need to look at all this. It's not only about the results. We need to look at the process, scrutinize the process critically. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Abdul Rashid. 091 36556952. This one says, good morning, House. Labour Party knows very well that they never won the election and they cannot win. They are trying to create issues. Even if there will be a rerun, it will be between the first and the second and not the third. All right, Labour Party is not the only party that lost the election. They are in court, so they should allow the court to decide. Hello, good morning.
Hello,
good morning.
Good morning. This is Godwin from Black Journey.
All right, Godwin, good to have you on the program. Go ahead, please.
How do you do?
Very well, thank you.
Who deceiving who? We are just kidding ourselves in this country. We know the truth. Unable to speak it out. We know the people that are doing us in this country. And we are still voting like blind people. It's a pity. Let us do this food. God bless you. Let us wait and see. Let us wait and see.
All right.
God is in control.
All right.
God is in control. God bless you, Biodu.
All right.
God bless you. All right.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for that call. Isa Mohammed says again, Bisola, if there is a problem in this country, we all caused it. With due respect, you were on that station when Dr. Zil called and said you can still protest. Well, we actually addressed that particular issue on that particular day. And Isa Mohammed, thank you very much for pointing that out. But this is an issue that happened a long time ago, and we addressed it immediately. 09136556952 or 0808887 Keep the messages coming in. Let us get your reactions on this particular topic we discussed this morning before we move on to the next. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Engineer Wale on the line. Good morning. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you, Engineer Wale.
Engineer Wale Mola on the line.
All right, go ahead.
Yes,
sir.
my contribution regarding this topic this morning is that, outrightly, there is no country that we don't have glitches or flaws in electoral processes. Even the one we copy, which is the United States of America, they have flaws. But by and large, what we witnessed this last election was something that's supposed to call for concern. But we can also see derive some benefits, some changes, positive changes in that last election. So for that reason, the Labour Party should be able to toe in the line of peace and be democratic. Because the way the country is presently, if you are a Twitter influencer, a Twitter user, you will be able to be seeing that we are towing in the path of crisis coming from the Labour Party. So I would just implore, there is no way, once you lose, there is another day for you to come back. But he's not living in that manner now. He wants to destroy everything because they don't lose, he doesn't win. So we need to be very careful. The Labour Party precisely. The APC has won, they've won. So if you are not happy with it, go to court. Buhari went to court 2, 3 times. A lot of people have been going to court and they've not been inciting their followers against the Nigerian people. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you for that reaction. This one says, good morning, Diamond FM. Please, you have many followers across the globes from different tribe and religion and beliefs. All right, I do not understand that, but I don't think it's related to what we're talking about this morning. And the next one says, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I appreciate your caller, but your guest in the house.
All right.
But can you please tell me one statement the candidate of the Labour Party has made that is insightful? If he cannot have one, they have gone to court. Why did they go to court? It's too late for you to be saying on the radio and say they should go to court. They are already in court. They're already in court. Why? We should not misquote. Millions of people are here listening to us.
All right.
The candidate of the Labour Party cannot be accused, I repeat, cannot be accused of making statements that is insightful.
All right, and I don't think my guest has not said anything related to that, but I will allow him address it by himself. But thank you for asking that question. Please go ahead,
okay. Thank you very much. The caller that just called in. You see, what we are trying to say this morning is that whatever happens in Nigeria for good will benefit all of us. we pray that the other side will not happen because nobody is going to actually get any benefit out of it. Nigerians voted for Obi. There is no doubt about that. Now, nobody voted for the supporters who are now talking. They had just one vote each, like every other Nigerians. Now, as a leader of a people, of a movement or a group or a political party, or a candidate of a presidential candidate of a particular party, all you need to do is to address your members and tell them to stop agitations that are not democratic, agitations that can put Nigeria as a country into a turmoil. That's what we are saying. But if you are keeping quiet, it's either you enjoy what they are saying or you are even the one asking them to say it indirectly.
All right, but he hasn't said anything.
He hasn't said anything. I have not heard him saying anything like that. And I never said that here.
All right.
But what we are trying to say is that as a leader, you can call your followers or supporters to order. Let him be seen to have said it.
All right.
Now, let it be seen that those ones accepted or they rejected it.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Fagbemi. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Indero.
All right, Dr. Indero, go ahead, please.
Thank you. I just want to say that if we are asking for peace, we have to ask for justice. Peace and justice are teammates when they go together.
All right.
So anytime that we are asking for peace, let us ensure that justice is done. I wouldn't see anything wrong in people. The process is still on. People are still not satisfied. Some people are not satisfied, while some are. So let people express themselves. You beat a child and you say you should not cry. Why are we making this thing look as if it has not been happening before? After election, there's what we call the healing process.
All right.
And very, very important process in healing process is justice. Some people have gone to court. Some that have opportunity of the Twitter and the internet are following the path that the politicians are giving to us. That's the part of tribe and religious sentiment. So let people argue, let them counter-argue. By the time the court come out with their judgment, everybody will know that if the incoming president is still declared, then we move on as a nation. But let everybody, it's a process. So, and we can't be calling on, particularly I'm not comfortable with the way the APC supporters are going about it. They have won, the election has been won. The issues that arose out of the whole thing is still going on, like the issue of tribe. We are still accusing ourselves as if election has not been won. We are still calling Peter Obi, calling everybody as if somebody has not won the election. Let us move on and allow the whole process. Let human beings, Nigerian citizens argue. Let them express their satisfaction. It's just a mere expression. We cannot hold any water. But don't allow them. Don't cop them. Don't say that you should not talk. Let them talk if they have to talk.
All right.
Then eventually, at the end of the voting, we have the winner. The result that the court will give us the final winner, and we move on as a nation and continue in 2027 election. We come again.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr.
Kudos to Barrister in studio.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for that contribution. You can still drop your comments via WhatsApp in case you're trying to reach us and you can get through 09136556864. This one says, my name is Adekunle Adeleke from Oyo. Most of your panelists are biased as regards the issue of the presidential election. Everybody is saying injustice is normal and everyone should accept it. Bad process will always produce bad governance. All right. And I don't think anyone on this platform has said that. But all right, you're entitled to your opinion. Hello, good morning. Hello. What's your name? All right, Afolabi, it's good to have you on the program. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, please, I just want to let the analysts know, the barrister know, that there's nothing this will be, people have said that this present government has not said. when they were coming in.
All right.
Go and listen to the statement of even the former vice president and this current vice president. He said they will form parallel government and heaven is not for. Let them agitate. Let them. This is democracy. Let them agitate. It is what is going to bring about good governance. We are suffering in Nigeria today because in the last 8 years there was no critical opposition, and that was the reason why this current government put us into this shape. So let the people be agitating. It's part of democracy.
All right.
Let them talk. Don't shut them down. You cannot beat a child and he said he should not cry.
All right. Thank
Let
you.
them agitate. It's part of democracy.
All right. Thank you so much.
Sorry, moderator. Did you? I mean, can you say the government of Jonathan challenged the victory of Buhari in court? I don't think he went to court to challenge that result.
Yeah, but the fact that he did not go to court to challenge the result does not mean other people cannot if they are.
No, what I'm trying to say is that once a matter is before the law court, then the agitation should be reasonable.
Okay.
That is the point I'm trying to make. You understand?
All right.
Now, it's not just about going to court and you're agitating at the same time. We are not saying people shouldn't agitate. The extant example he just cited, that the APC said this and that, nothing happened. Jonathan was not in court as at that time.
All right.
But on this case, they are in court. Agitation should be reasonable, should be moderate, and they should hit the nail on the head in a way that will not put our country into a serious crisis. That's the point we are making.
All right. Let's take one more call, then we quickly talk about the second issue for today. Hello, good morning. 09136556952 08000887887. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Ibrahim from Jackson.
All right, Ibrahim. You called in earlier, but go ahead in a few seconds, please.
I commend your guest in this. You see, what I want to say is that the attitude of Labour Party presidential candidate after losing this election is seen like a bad loser. The reason why I said that you have seek regret in the court of law and why agitating, if we let the judiciary determine the outcome of.
All right. Thank you so much, Ibrahim. We get your point, but we need to go now. And now let's quickly move on to the second issue, and this is the Easter season. Happy Easter to all our shining supreme listeners. Jesus Christ came to this earth, and he came for a purpose, and he achieved his purpose. He preached love. He adorned the garment of peace. He built in heart fairness and contentment. No war was linked to him, but peace of the land and the peace of mind were part of what history says about him. The Lent season has come and has gone. The 40-day fasting was the perfect time to cleanse our hearts and our souls. We need no one to tell us to do what to do and talk well. It was a period that brought us closer to the words of God. Now, I have a feeling that what we do during this period is exactly what is religiously expected from us at all time. Or what do you think?
Well, thank you, moderator. The Easter season, to me, is the cardinal principle or the cardinal point on which Christianity is based.
All right.
We are talking of a child that was given birth to in Christmas. Now, at Easter, we are talking of a crucified Lord. I don't think in the history of mankind such an event had occurred. And we don't think it will happen again in the history of mankind. And I think all the religions of the world, as it were today, they have the belief that Christ resurrected. They have that belief. Now, if death could not hold him captive, and everybody that believes in him, they use the name, and the name is working wonders, miracles, even for them till today. I think there is something very, very important with that personality and that name. Now, He had come to live a perfect example of how God wants us to live our lives. And if truly we are his followers, we are not to do otherwise. An emblem of purity, a symbol of simplicity. Somebody who was rich and full in love and forgiveness. You will never meet Jesus Christ in a place where justice is not entrenched. In fact, one of the things he said was that he had not come to abolish the law, but he had come to fulfill it. And he synchronized the 10 Commandments in Christianity into two. That thou shalt not have any other God apart from God. Number 2, he said love. Love. You understand? Now, when you have a monotheism, then you have love for one another. I'm not talking of filial type of love. I'm talking of unconditional love. So I think we should continue in that mode. If there is love in any society, forget it. Everything will fall in line.
All right. So these are lessons that we can imbibe and use in our relationship with others we go on through life. All right. Let's take some of the contributions that we still have here. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Sukuti on the line, calling from Madrid.
All right, Mr. Sukuti, in a few seconds, please. Yes, it's good to have you on the program.
You have done a very wonderful work this morning. See, this election has come, and what we are expecting from those who are informed. And if we do otherwise, that means you are not informed. I observe the Bobby's followers. Majority of them are not informed. And I want, according from my findings, it is a deliberate act. Because there is no way those people will be highly informed, but they will behave in such a manner. But by the time they even we don't know that means you won a presidential election. So they don't even care about people who care money about having 5% in Abuja. If you don't have you cannot win a presidential election if you have.
All right. Oh, Mr. Sukuti, it's not really clear and would really need to go right now. Let me take this last one. Good morning, Bisola and Barrister Fagbemi, only United fan. Happy Easter celebration to you both. It says, well, I think Barrister said it all for me. I think if the country really wants to move from this mess, I think our politicians must learn how to accept defeat. I think if Obi loves the country, as he claims, then he should accept defeat and support the elected candidate to move the country forward and next time, because in life you can always win and you sometimes lose. You lose some, you win some. All right, that's all I can take from your message. That's from Mayor from Base then. Let me quickly take your final thought in a few seconds so we wrap up this particular segment of the program.
Well, I want to appeal to Nigerians, irrespective of their own party lineage, to know that there will always be a nation. Only if we toe the line of peace. Nobody is saying when you are beaten, you should not cry.
All right.
But even when you cry, you can see. So I pray that this nation will experience peace. And where there are flaws, those flaws will be corrected against the next election.
All right. Thank you so much, Barrister Biodun Fagbemi, for coming in the studio this morning. We really do appreciate you. He's a legal practitioner, veteran journalist, and a public affairs analyst. To wrap up this the segment of the program, to wrap up the Diamond Breakfast Show this morning, we will be going to our news and current affairs department to listen to the news commentary for today. But this is where I say my bye-byes. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Have a wonderful Easter celebration and ensure that whatever you do, please do it in moderation. Have a great day.
Today's commentary is on the importance of the Easter season as written by Mahmoud Lawal of our News and Current Affairs Department. The Lenten season is a historical and religious ritual in the Christian religion. Not only does the 40 days fasting enrich the relationship with the Lord, but as well preaches the right virtues which represent Christ